hear a lot of people out there, you know, talking that love is going to save the world. You hear it in the Bible, you know, in terms that, you know, love is the force which will save the planet, I think. I don't know what particular maxim or parable that's in, but I hear a lot of it in the New Age movement. You know, love is going to save the world. But I really would like people to contemplate on what is love. Now, for most people, you know, love is an emotion. It's an emotion or a sentiment which they display to each other in terms of affection. But I would say that this form of affection or sentiment isn't going to save anything. It is part of the great delusion and illusion of this reality. You know, sending love to people, we hear in terms of the New Age movement, I send you love. You know, it's just a sentiment. You might be sending a positive thought form or an energy to them in terms of that emotional sentiment or energy, but it's really incapable of saving anything at all. For those who have gone further on the path and have really come to understand the importance of service to the divine within this world, is that they come to realize that divine love is what will save the planet. And when we say save the planet, it's going to save it in a very different way to how most people expect. Most people will think that saving the planet is saving it from strife or saving it from, you know, its pains and illusions. Well, it is saving it from its illusions, but saving it from its wars, its dramas, so to speak. How divine love saves people, first of all, you have to realize is that divine love is an actual field of energy itself. It's a living field, you see, and a lot of people really haven't understood this. They've assumed human sentiment as what will be the saving grace of the age. Now, really, when we look at it, again, human sentiment attuned to so many different perspectives out there of how and what is good for them. We're finding that most people's love is merely just self-love. It's a way of keeping them sustained within this dualistic matrix. If you do something nice for me, my ego is fed, I love you back. If you do something against my ego, what I don't perceive as being right, or is part of my dogma, or is part of what I need, what I feel self-gratified with, then you're actually opposite. You're bad, you're evil, you're dark. And I get this all the time, unfortunately. But what they don't really understand is what is truly being presented here is that form of self-love and that form of self-perpetuation is actually what is keeping us embedded within the frequency of this world matrix itself. So when we understand this, that human love is not going to save anything, and I'm not saying that it is not necessary. A world without even basic human love would be an awful world. But we have to transcend human love to actually understand what divine love is. And divine love is a living field and presence of energy. It is the divine itself. And I don't mean this to be just an ideal in people's heads. They must go out and they must find it themselves. And how they go out and find it themselves, they realize that it's intrinsically seeking divine truth. The truth destroys the illusions and glamours of the lower personality nature. And through seeking truth, we also realize that it is also part of the divine itself. And it's energies and emanations and consciousness which comes from the living truth itself, which then starts to work its way through the human microcosm to touch our heart, to awaken us, will eventually clear the way so that divine love will find a place within the collective human heart.